another reason that showbiz or celebrity, so-called celebrity, doesn't affect my marriage per se is because my wife is notoriously known for who told you. How do you know?
Okay.
That's my wife.
Right there. Balancing private life and public life can be challenging, especially when you are a celebrity. And I have one man here who has been in both. We're going to explore with him how he's been able to juggle the two, how he's been able to keep his family or his private life from the public for the past, I think, more than 2 decades. And my guest is the famous Reggie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Famous bar.
Famous bar.
You're
so famous, so
we're famous.
From the 80s, the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Praise Jah, I'm still alive.
What time
I'm here. Well, thank you and welcome, Rox watching.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So I want to understand balancing private life and public life.
Right.
I know it's challenging, and you know, some people immediately they introduce their private life to the public.
Right.
The public becomes judgmental. They want them separated. They want them to live their own.
The public is always judgmental.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Human beings are judgmental. Especially Ghanaian human beings.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So how have you been able to keep away your personal life from the public all these years?
My story is rather unique. Reason is that I'm a people's person. I'm a people's person. I've always maintained my freedom, not as quote unquote, not to let so-called show business control the way I move. Except maybe I see where I start to me call So from the very inception of Hiplife or my so-called celebrity, I always immersed myself into the people. Into menini pano mixi ama omu.
Yeah.
Then you're
down to earth.
Yes, well, but that's by nature. You see, it's not like I became a down to earth person when I became popular. No, my father was a celebrity. You know, my mother was in showbiz. You know, so it's my story is rather unique.
Okay.
I was cut out. It's like seeing your phone settings. Me setting media according to what I say. I
know,
because I am very. I enjoy my freedom. I love to talk to people. I enjoy human beings, and you know, for me to come to a time in my life where I can't be free, nah. So media ahead, and so not fame. And remember, another reason why my story is so unique is that I was a child star.
Yeah. Okay.
And from in Colabrim, not like that, yeah. Also, so I don't know no different, you know. But growing up with the wisdom that I acquired
from your parents,
from my parents, and by myself, I studied human behavior.
Okay.
And human behavior, I realized that sometimes you are very popular or famous, as you put it, and then the people, they could turn on you. It's not just from me. It's from right down from Jesus to Malcolm X, Kwame Nkrumah, intermediate me. What's in my say? So it's a human trait.
So growing up, ever since you got into the music industry, has media attention ever more or less like derailed or destroyed any part of the relationship?
I've been blessed.
Okay.
The reason also being the fact that when I was coming up, I didn't have social media like y'all got.
I know, right?
Until that time, you know, I need. Hey, what's it say? Yes, I want to say. Or say, me or say, yes, or say, yes, say. That was our Facebook. Yeah. That was our Facebook.
Okay.
That was our Twitter and all. And it puts you in check because, you know, people's opinion of you, it shouldn't control your life, but also gives you an idea of how people perceive you, because perception is almost everything.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, don't ever let it rule your life. No.
Would you say that introduction of technology, like in this era, that technology is all over the place?
Ah, it's yeah, just say, oh, cry, it's me, do so boy. Yeah. You overnight, master, sex tape in pieces here, you become a celebrity. Everybody's gonna be in your business. And yes, I get it now. Oh yeah, sex tape, you know, and it's gonna be there forever. So your generation is kind of tough. Yeah. Yeah, time. They did someone new, but not when this argument gadgets, you know. Can then by now come scandal and you see how soon can you be? Yeah.
Who is a celebrity?
Oh, that's I don't even know now. I mean, not that it matters to me.
Because someone going out there and leaking his or her sex tape, you always say people leak them. But
well, I guess the terminology celebrity used a little bit loosely, because I mean, like, what are you celebrating about this person?
Yeah.
You know, I think before, but they have new words. Don't they have new words to describe?
Yeah.
They don't use celebrity. They have another one, you know. I myself, I don't really like that word. I don't subscribe to it. That's why I always use the so-called celebrity. Yeah.
Do you have some rules and regulations you abide by when it comes to your private life?
Yeah. In as much, you would think as you put it, famous or as popular than I am, you would think that you know, no, I am very accessible and also very inaccessible. It's in a very strange way. I have managed to build my little castle. So, you know, my wife is a very outgoing, there she is. You know, my wife is a very outgoing person. I'm outgoing. But, yeah, it would be out there. Yeah, I mean, you would think my house would be full of people, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, my house was like a disco. And then, and then my in-laws. It's just family. Nobody, I don't have visitors.
You set that boundary from the very beginning?
No. At the time, I said, but you know, when I got married, I had children, and they kind of just move away by themselves anyway.
Okay.
You know, it's also called bra. Yeah. So, you know, I don't even have that many visitors come to my house. In my house on the weekend, it's quiet. It's just my children, you know. So as time goes, yeah.
What are some of the challenges that fame brings to marriages?
Fame brings to marriages? Once again, I am blessed.
I know.
Usually, it's the pressure of what people say, okay? My wife, she's not social media savvy.
Okay.
No, you only know my wife through my page.
Yes.
Social media rough. So when I set up the camera, because like I said, I'm into human beings, and I think my wife is a very interesting human being. So I'm almost like her producer.
Okay.
I want people to see what I see, and you know, her opinions, and you know, and so every morning on our way to work here, I set up my camera and we just have a conversation. I film it. And people just be like, yeah, I never thought about that. I never did that. So it's become like a mini reality show, but only so real. And you know, I post it on my page, but if you realize it doesn't go beyond that, you know, you know, yeah. So the answer to your question is, it totally depends on you and who you are. Another reason that showbiz or celebrity, so-called celebrity, doesn't affect my marriage per se is because My wife is notoriously known for who told you. How do you know?
Okay.
That's my wife. And it works because hearsay.
And we have a lot. We have a lot.
Until pictures at me, see me, let's say no crowd, no big. And you are chorographed of our camp, no one as my channel.
Okay.
Because in your busa, some no. Just and it's just the video background, just as you would say,
evidence,
and now BBC. But she's very, and it's a philosophy that I wish that I had adopted way earlier because it brings a lot of peace. You know, it's like, how do you know? Yes.
So, in as much as your partner, I'm not saying yours, but
yeah.
I'm just trying to generalize it. In as much as your partner might be involved in something,
yeah,
you should always have their back.
Well, you should have your partner's back regardless.
Whether the person
that's
is
what a
in
marriage
the wrong,
is. Yeah, that's what a marriage is. I mean, if you're wrong, of course you stand to be checked. But you know, that's I could speak to my wife in private.
In a case where you said she's a no to. I heard this, who told you this? That kind of thing.
She doesn't pay attention. She also doesn't tune into social media.
Is this something that every family should adopt?
No, it's entirely up to you. You know, to each their own. It works for me.
Because you said earlier it works.
Yeah, it works for me. They're very, here I am into social media. Social media is new to me. So I'm very, very intrigued by everything. It's entertainment.
Yeah.
It also does help my business because you think about it, I'm one of the oldest folks who have stayed relevant via social media.
Yeah.
So I understand it. You know, it helps my business a whole lot. You know, I mean, organically, I have over 1 million and something followers. You know, yeah, so that's pretty impressive. You know, so I do utilize the space. But my wife, she's not, you know,
a social media kind of person.
My couch and say,
in a case where we have two people, a man and a woman, they're married, they're out, their lives are in the public eye.
Yeah.
Would you advise that one of them should at least tone down a bit, or they should live their individual lives?
Because I have lived my individual life individually for so long, before all of your stuff came, I am very content. I'm very confident. I know who I am. I got street smarts. I'm a polite human being. You know, I have a lot of respect for people, so I expect respect back. And Hamisa, what's am I saying? So it depends on you and your. It's almost generational if you think about it. You know, if you come from a certain generation and you'll be so maybe I know drink about you. I know bread. Because people always say something about you.
Yeah.
You know, like I used to say, you can't please them all, even if you sold them ice cream. I'm a ice cream. You know, so I don't take it that personal.
Yeah.
I do like to protect my children.
From the public
well, I mean, my kids, they were born into, you know, the lime kind of light, so they're with us. But as far as, you know, certain things that I might not just, you know, have my children be on. But my kids are very humble too. You know.
So back to my question: would you advise that these two people who are out there, their lives are in the public eye? Marriage, everything. Would you advise that one should at least tone down a bit?
Well, what does that do? I mean, if
just
me and my wife,
just to protect their marriage.
It's kind of hard.
In Ghana, as you mentioned earlier, we are judgmental.
It's a human thing. Yeah, I understand, but like I said, I'm not subscribing to your judgment, so I'm the wrong person to ask that. What's in my saying?
What would be your advice to them?
It depends on the two people. Yeah, for
instance, you are their role model.
Okay, let me give you an example. Yeah, family, you say.
Okay.
She's always been outgoing. From time we was school till now. My wife, you know, she loves to dance. She's a bubbly human being. And your social media and Tina, after all, crochet to Kurubim say, Reggie, you maybe Michiano, that's not. And this is somehow how we connect. We got similar traits. So it is unique to us. We don't have to conform to you. We put out what we want to put out, when we want to put out what you think is entirely up to you. It's like noses. Everybody got one. So, you know, so it doesn't. It's not a generic rule that will apply to everyone.
Okay.
It's to each their own.
Okay.
So be out where style be at. You know, like I have a friend who's my wife's best friend. Very outgoing. Shout out to Lila. Very outgoing, bubbly, just like my wife. That's her best friend. Her husband shies away from cameras. He doesn't like the limelight. That's him. So what do? She does all the bubbly stuff and he stays in the back. In my case, I've always been in the limelight. My wife, she doesn't care about the limelight. She's just being herself. So it's perfect. And I do let her be herself, like she lets me be myself.
That's nice.
Yeah, so we're blessed. Yeah. Yeah, no. Not in that way.
Okay, the show is still Moans and Cuddles here on Ghanaweb TV, and we're discussing balancing private life and public life and where to draw the line. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back from that quick break. It's still Moans and Cuddles here on Ghanaweb TV with me, Patricia Roxanne Hammond, and we're discussing balancing private and public life, when to draw the line. And my guest is still the famous Reggie Rockstone.
Yeah, famous Stone.
Yeah.
What's your name? Roxanne?
Yes.
Hey. You
have a fan in my house.
Yeah,
yes, well, let's say you have fans in my house. The Roxanne family.
The Roxanne,
yes.
Rockstone and Roxanne. Thank you.
Yeah. So I want to find out, has there ever been a time in this era of technology that you had to prioritize your family?
Oh, yes. It was, there was that one story, I don't know, you might even you could go on YouTube and find this. Gaibi. Yawana Oba MSN. I don't know, was it Twitter? I can't remember Twitter, but there's a video where I'm just so angry, you know, and it was around the same time that Shatawale had said something about me. So people thought it was my response to Shatta, and it wasn't. The guy who spoke that evil was an SM fan.
Okay.
And so when I addressed him, I said how I didn't care if he was SM or NPP or NDZ or VIP. You know, I went crazy. But let me tell you what took place. This monkey, excuse my language, well, he's a chimp. I could safely say this. This dude said on Twitter, yes, it was on Twitter, he said that they should gang rape my youngest daughter. Yeah. I say about the gala. This was and you know, you can look that up. It's on. So I went berserk. I lost my cool, and of course I composed myself.
Every father would do that.
Yes, and I don't feel no ways about it.
Yeah.
You know, but when I watch the video now, I kind of cringe because I lost my mind. But it sent a strong message out that there are some limits, because you know you're gonna have to kill me.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, death will become you if you come around my children. And it also gave much insight to how many sick people are also out there. You know, now somebody would say, if you wasn't on social media, this wouldn't happen. Actually, you're wrong. If it wasn't via social media, you would not know that this type of human being was out there. What's am I saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it became a whole hot mess, and I managed to, I hunted him down, and I found his father, and I think his mother wasn't feeling well. And you know, I didn't want to bring pain to the mother, because you know I was gonna go all out, because it is you are eligible.
Family, yeah.
Plus you are eligible as criminal. You know, it's a threat. You know, so some pedophilia talk. So any more dramatic than what I just described. Thank God. Yeah.
In this era still of technology, where we have people more or less literally living their lives.
Yeah. On social media. Yeah, I mean, you need to understand that everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame, and you know, celebrity, so-called show business life is all smoke and mirrors anyway. So young people gravitate towards this fantasy world. Remember, you grew up on television. I call it television, and so you have always been aligned with fantasy. You know, so you know people want to be a part of the story. And today, social social media allows you to be your own superhero. You can make that movie starring you. What am I saying? Yeah, edited by you. What am I saying? So there is a fun side to it. Of course, there are levels. It's, you know, how far you want to take this, and there are repercussions. So, yeah.
Have you ever addressed a false rumor? A
false rumor? There are so many. Yeah. Hey, me and Manuel was I know, mama. You know the reason, and I was telling D Black, shout out to D Black. I was telling D Black this, and it's here for it. That's my camera. Listen to me. It's from your mind come thoughts, and it's from your thoughts come words, and it's from your words come action.
Yeah.
And so, even in the biblicals and the scribes, it tells you the power of the tongue.
Yeah.
So, and yet, and kwasi asembi a obeka. Say what social media, you know what? I do free. There be, and then me come page. I always say, man, no, can't make it be. Yeah, just a man say. What am I saying? So I don't like to. Oh, why you talking back? It's only social media. I'm like, they speaking curses onto you.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, yeah, but I want to tell my guy say, you what am I saying? And you can't make it be. And you're sure be. You know, and most trolls are not very intelligent anyway. And I'm a rapper, I'm a wordsmith. And you all come and back and forth. So yeah. Yes, I have addressed and corrected rumors. Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
At one stage, out of the blue, I really didn't want to go back to this. Ghanaians started this whole narrative that I did not start Hiplife. And kwasi asempa. But social media nti mama jejeso. Adia otia wonim say adia we anya no correct. But social media jejeso. If I had remained quiet, you know, shout out to my auntie, may she rest in peace, Auntie Amatedu. Yes, she's the one that called me. I said, Reggie, they're trying to change your history. You better say something because, you know, perception is everything. Into a boy, tamale baby, akolebi, or no what say, send your Reggie, they apply, but no, say, no correct.
Yeah.
Till this day, it's so disgraceful that when I do interviews, people ask me, yeah, we hear you didn't bring him. I'm like, really? You know, there's not an iota of proof anywhere that tells you that somebody else has started Hiplife before me. But you know, they'll try it. And you know, I was also
respond. Is it in every situation that you have to respond?
No. If you are the man, me can be. If you are the mountains, a guy where
you end up, you be the one.
Well, you go on. Only can't as I would wait to me. It's if you and the people so check you.
Okay, they just want to
they need some attention. I'm not a chance and me because I'm about social media fresh. Not me a green. So look, the colonies me better details are follow. But later on, I know more about DM. Charlie, we just they play plus. You sorry.
So how do you handle this?
And then I laugh. I got a good sense of humor.
So you just allow them to go.
I laugh and I say, yeah, I understand. You know,
at the end of the day, they're tarnishing your image.
No, they're not. If somebody says something about you, it's only tarnishing or effective if you believe what they said about you. Okay, send me a crown for me, send me a crown for now. Send me a crown for. I know I'm not a thief. Into one hour. So you know, if you believe what somebody says about you, then it's effective.
Okay.
You know, so you can't fight them all. You know,
Yeah.
I bet you for we have some. And I bet you so. How about sorry no I for now they all true. When they say look at your how. And I bet you some. In Shrebiani. Nipa sano in real life crowd on any papa.
Okay.
What's the man say? So Ubeshiano in real life on any papa. And these kind of things, people don't understand the power of cursing yourself. Nti normal nkoye mawa woni matiko di ntia eh wa dream no wakoma mu bone nti na normal nkoye mawa yeah ti nipa na odi na tell ono ye hira no when the share or who ono ye hira no wona wo tifie a cheza wo de wo credits nipa no kra woni mu onwe wo sa nti na ho na ebre.
Finally, your final words, because I stole your camera. I want you to just your last words.
Okay.
How we have to balance our public and private lives.
Right. Well, like I said, my story is unique. It fits to me. To you, if I had to give you some advice, I would let you understand that show business is all smoke and mirrors. Perception is everything, but a lot of crap that you see on social media is not what it is. Obi on the Range Rover be and now he's slave queen. Make you not jealous somebody. When you
Yeah.
What's the man say? They go to Dubai and do all kinds of real sick stuff. And see, don't envy nobody, you know. And with younger people, it's peer pressure. And my pressure bomb will say, "I mean, my mob run will be here. Oh how? Oh how? You know, but I'm old school. I didn't come from social media. I mean, some me buy and I start to my party. Me better than
VVIP. It's been a while.
VVIP, my fair, my boy. Sana ya.
And I'm Moko hibernation.
They be saying the OGs. Aye. Yes, it's nine. Yeah, woman. People always ask me about VVIP, and it really lights my heart up because it tells me something. It tells me we did a great job. And people always ask me, when is VVIP coming? You know, so I'm really proud of this. VVIP Prodigal is in New York now. Brother Zeal is in Germany. And you know, say a sambishia. Say the rest studio and then just Monsha Daddy. But Bronya, but I know they say, that three, see a rumor. It's a wrap.
But when it comes to awards, we hardly hear of VVIP. And are you just entertaining people?
I was. Yeah, Claire, I was. Best group, Urefi. 4 years ago. Yeah, when is
I'm talking about now.
Necessiano, yeah, you really see.
Because it's been a while.
It's only 4 years, actually.
4 years?
Yeah, it's only 4 years. And that's relatively short for old artists like us.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you. Man, you know rough Rabbitiano. We need you used to the good school. But you know, it's good that people miss us.
Yeah.
I'd rather they ask about us than they don't.
Because your group is still relevant.
Yeah, it will always be relevant. And remember, it's a very unique. It's never been done. You know, 2 brands.
Yeah.
And you be boom, and it worked.
Yeah.
Hey, what kind of thing we do, madam? Time I'm joining you. Ghana, and then we need. Look at your face. Yeah. But I love a challenge.
Yeah.
I like to reinvent myself all the time, and so God knows what I'm gonna do next.
So we should expect something after elections.
Yes, but most of all, now that's a good way to close this show. Elections, peaceful. Because crowing all, I intend to live and die in this country. And so the peace in my country is really, really dear to me. And so, yes, I would like to appeal to all who are watching me right now. Say, because politics they are buying, you know. We would now and talk about politicians or more cocumbio. Or money or mamma to our bridge and I come and know. 2 days now, honorable Jimmy. Aye, school grad or more baby or mama goes school with me out into jail Hawaii. Don't ever think about messing your country up. Ayaka, Africa, CNN now, no African country be now wash it. Once upon a time, now what to say here. It's how much ye. Yes, you are townful, mo gold kakra better, mo diamond kakra. I'm rough we. But me abe say mo ko na mo ko.
Oh, you only little.
Mo ko no na fe mo watch mo. Mo refi Liberia. Afe mo here too. You said for diamond ma me memo too. Africa ya bre. Shit. It's mo phantom dream. Peaceful election e kan kwa. It's a reality. Yeah. Asem say pa. No. Now we CNN. Yeah. Owo so dey say oni. But some so basa na. Mama man a chance, especially the young, and don't let these politicians pollute you, because that's how it happens. Omunya nkola na amoti shomo yase koye action wa ha na also ko emma that should be na wusu a it's not the end baby I'll corner so oba ko come asem nti pa show manwe ho why awana ya ko
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so the show has been Moans and Cuddles here on Ghanaweb TV with me, Patricia Rockstone Hammond. At the same time next week, be nice to one another.